We have developed a project which is basically two-player interactive competitive game based on FPGA programming and the concepts learned in the course. Basically, the challenges of the game is to start on a grid of boxes and move on the grid to make blocks. The user which manages to make the most boxes in the given time wins. Moreover, the motivation for the game is that we wanted to develop a two-player competitive game which has a dynamic frame, and apart from this we wanted to control the game through joysticks to give better experience and control to the user.
So the main FSM of our game looks something like this. So this FSM actually represents the state of each of the blocks of our game. So a block can have 6 states. Either it can be idle, or player A can be on that block, or player B can be on that block, or it could be occupied by player A, which is that this region is state, or it could be occupied by player B, which is region B state. And there is a collision state which says that if player A and player B both are on a block at the same time, then collision happens and the game ends. So for instance, if the I states idle and player one, so we have two inputs, A and B, and which represent as if either or B is on the block, or both of them are on the block, or none of them are on the block. So if we have an idle state and then player A visits the block, so it will go to player A state, and then if player A moves on to the next block, then that region would be occupied by player A. And if then player B moves on that block, then the region will get overridden and the state will change to region B. So the game flow looks something like this, that first of all, when the game started, a start screen is displayed, which has option for playing the game. So once the players are ready to play the game starts, and then the inputs get activated. So when the players move their joystick, their positions get changed on the screen simultaneously, and then we have an arithmetic unit which keeps count of the score. And when the time ends, it checks if either the score of both of them is same, or if for instance, if block A has a greater region, then he wins. If block B has a greater region, then he wins. And then once the game ends, we can always press the reset button to restart the game.
One of the main challenges encountered in the game was working with dynamically changing frames, and it was tricky to come up with an implementation to store the locations which the player has already moved through to make the trail for the player.